Many of my friends that I still see attended Strathclyde University as well. It's wonderful to see the progress in the facilities that were there, because in the mid-1980s it didn't all look quite as space age. But there was a slogan, I don't know if you said this there, and I'm going to do a bit of a pitch for Scotland. There's a slogan that people make Glasgow, and people matter. I'm coming here tonight, I thought to myself, God, this will be a walk back down memory lane. I studied there. Since then, I've worked in the diplomatic service. I studied applied physics. I'm not a diplomat. I don't really see the connection. But Strathclyde opened my eyes to the possibilities that were out there for individuals like myself. And the people make Glasgow, for me, was signified by tonight. I came along. I knew I'd read David Dillier's CV. I knew that he had studied at university there, like myself, so I felt a connection. I've never met David in my life before. And so, chatting beforehand, we didn't start with which football team do you support, which is usually what happens. But we started with which school did you go to, which again is a double-edged question within the Scottish system. So I said to him, I went to Holyrood. Snap, he said, so did I. Where did you go for your primary school up until the age of 11? Oh, I went to Our Lady of the Annunciation. Snap, so did I. So David and I have never met, but we spent our whole education journey in the same three establishments, which shows you that you can move abroad, you can emigrate, you can leave Scotland, but someone will always be stalking you. So I don't know where the is it my phone? So on a more serious note, it is a real pleasure to be here. I think some of the images and what David said are really to the heart of the British government's vision. I mean, David mentioned Brexit several times, and obviously, as the British government's representative here, we want to give a message of reassurance. Britain hasn't closed for business. Britain is still there. Britain is still one of the top economies in the world. We will remain so. Education matters to us. It's one of the things we are very, very good at. We export. We work collaboratively. We engage on an international basis. And we want that to continue. It matters to our GDP. We are very good at it. And there have been some developments since the referendum vote to provide a degree of reassurance with some of the commitments on tuition fees and student loans for any Greek students wanting to go and study in the United Kingdom. So we are thinking, as we enter these negotiations, about how we situate ourselves so that we don't lose those links. I mean, I was staggered to hear that the University of Strathclyde alumni is 3,600 people living in Greece. For us, for British people, for Scottish people, that really matters, that we nurture that relationship. Other universities are similarly successful. It's a very competitive space. It's competitive between British universities. But the world, China, are investing such a lot in their universities and trying to attract people there. Other countries, India, are doing the same. So we want to still be a market leader. And by doing that, we need to be a thought leader. And I think at the moment that is a big part of our success. So for me, this is both a personal journey to an event that I was really rather looking forward to, but also a professional journey that however many years, 30 years since I left Strathclyde University, it all sort of comes together. And I just want to reassure Mr. Hatzidakis, who kindly joined us this evening, that I hadn't realised I was speaking until I arrived earlier. And I'm not actually a Syriza member, and I would have put a tie on if I was up here. So apologies for that. That's no sign of political allegiance at all. It was just a lack of fashion choices this evening. I hope everybody has a good night. I'm looking forward to hearing the other speakers. And I wish everybody studying or engaging with Strathclyde University as much enjoyment and development opportunities as I received when I was there. Thank you very much. Thank you.